Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Ask Rebecca radio show. Thanks for joining me. Before I get into the weekly, sorry, I'm already getting emotional. Before I get into the weekly intuitive messages and monthly overview, I wanted to speak to you on a personal level. Those of you who are regular listeners of my show may have realized that I have been gone for an entire month. Unfortunately, the night of March 8th, I found out my 23-year-old son, who had been struggling with opioid addiction and depression, chose to end his own life. And I'm sorry, I'm going to be a little bit emotional until I get through this part, and then I'll get on with the show. So he had struggled with opioid addiction and depression, and he chose to end his own life. And the last 3 years of his life were spent in and out of rehab, disappearing for months at a time and living on the streets by his choice. It's been a long, gut-wrenching 3 years of doing everything I possibly could to help save his life. But no matter how hard I tried, or how hard his dad, grandparents, and everyone else who absolutely loved him unconditionally through it all, couldn't. And we just had no control over his choices and no control over a broken system that doesn't truly know how to help rehabilitate people suffering from addiction or mental health issues. But it instead focuses on financial gain off of them, and I just feel like there's not enough awareness. I've experienced heartache and loss of loved ones before, but nothing can compare to the aching in my soul of losing my baby boy. I have spent the last month allowing myself to grieve and trying to find comfort in knowing that he is no longer suffering, and I've made peace with his decision to end his pain in the way that he did, and I've accepted that the divine has a plan that I can't possibly understand, and I know that I'm not alone in this, and that is why I'm bringing this up. I'm a very private person, and to be on here crying is extremely difficult for me, but I know that I'm not alone. I'm not the only person that's lost a child or a loved one to addiction or suicide. So many families are dealing with a loved one who is experiencing mental health issues or addiction. And I know from firsthand experience what a toll this can take emotionally, mentally, and physically. And I don't have all the answers, and I can only speak from my own experience. But I am available to anyone who needs some guidance or needs to cry, vent, scream, whatever you need. I am here. You can also go online to Narconon, NARCONON.org, or call 1-800-737-5250 24 hours a day. If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction or mental health issues, there are resources available to help. Again, you can even visit drugrehab.com, projectno.com. Those are multiple hotlines and support groups, again, for addiction and mental health. I know that I'm repeating myself, but I feel like it's important to say those things over and over again. If you're having suicidal thoughts or struggling with depression, you can call the National Suicide Prevention Hotline at 1-800-273-8255. I'm a veteran who was fortunate enough not to be on the front lines of a war, but I know many who were. And if you're struggling with PTSD, call the Veterans Crisis Hotline at 1-800-273-8255 and then press 1. And you can also call the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Service Administration helpline at 1-800-662-4357. And this subject is difficult to discuss, and many people are afraid to share what they're experiencing within their own families. But this subject, I just feel that it needs to be brought out of the shadows of darkness and into the light so that we can save as many people as possible and help each other. This is not something that anybody should be ashamed of or embarrassed to talk about. We need better solutions. We need a structured system put in place that's available for all to receive the proper help that they need, regardless of class, race, or any other social division. I want to thank everyone who spent the last month giving me unwavering love and support by calling, texting, emailing, sending cards and flowers. I am truly blessed and beyond grateful to receive so much love from all of you. I know that I will have days, as my loving friend calls them, versus good days or bad days. They're just days, but I'll get through it. And I am every day. I'm baby stepping it. And I do feel like the rest of my healing will come from being of service to others. So on that note, let's move on to what the month of April has in store for us. And I'm going to gather myself here and pull it together. Whew. Okay, so from March 7th to April 3rd, according to the galactic calendar, we were in a cycle of realizing our intentions and setting them and pulsing them out into the universe. So from April 4th to May 1st, the energy that we pulsed out into the universe of our intentions will become actualized during this next 28-day moon cycle. So in other words, if you were able to successfully stay positive and focused on your intention with thought, with feeling, and with action, you'll start seeing results this month. So, and consider this, the entire world is imagination brought to life by the pulse set forth from the divine's intention to experience itself through multiple forms. And April will be a month of action, tons of energy coming in to help you get things done. You could experience anxiety or feeling like you're constantly in a hurry, maybe even speaking fast, thinking fast, and doing everything as quickly as possible so you can move on to the next thing. You could be accident prone, so be careful. The downside to all this energy could be that you don't know what the heck to do with yourself, right? So there's so much energy. You just want to do stuff, but you're lacking in clarity and focus at times. So try not to force things. When you force, you're not in the flow of divine timing and it won't work out in your favor. So just kind of roll with things and let them naturally transpire. Watch for signs and synchronicities, or what some people call coincidence. But by the way, nothing that happens in this world is a coincidence. Everything is orchestrated with a higher purpose involved to get us through the ascension process. And Jupiter goes retrograde, so you could feel like you need to pull in your efforts and reevaluate your next steps and the direction you want to go. The more focused and directed action that you take, the better the outcome under the Jupiter retrograde will be. So don't let the extra energy have you make choices and decisions in a hurry. Especially without considering like the consequences and the outcomes of what your choices are, right? So again, you want to put thought into things. You don't want to make hasty decisions. And right now we have another strong wave of energy coming in. It started in March with all these waves, and it's going to start coming back to back and become stronger and stronger. So right now you may not be feeling this burst of energy yet. You could be experiencing strong bouts of nausea and stomach issues, maybe some headaches, maybe some joint aches, maybe a little bit of anxiety. You could be having vivid and intense dreams. You could also have multiple memories that you didn't know you had, or ones that seem really strange coming up when you're just going through your day. And this is happening because we're merging with our multidimensional selves from the past, present, and future. Because remember, in the other reality, there is no linear time. So those things are integrating, and we're being purged of everything that keeps us stuck in pain. Many souls are passing on because they're not meant to participate in what's happening on the planet. And this is why you're seeing increasing numbers of sudden losses and in very unusual ways. It's also why it kind of seems like the whole world is just going crazy. Hang in there. Trust me, I know how challenging life can be, but a shift in perception, having faith, and being of service to others can help you heal any wound that seems too deep, and just stay strong. April will be a month with highs and lows, pretty much like any other month. It's all what you make of it. So make it a month of action-oriented pursuit of your happiness. All right, let's get into what you can expect from tonight, April 11th through to April 18th, as an overall theme, and then areas in love, work, finances, health, and spirituality. So the general themes, one was a feeling of greater love. So it just feels like a good week of people giving and receiving love at deeper, truer levels. Embrace and receive, especially if you're typically the one that's giving love. What you want to achieve isn't going to happen without extra effort this week. So it's time to clarify your focus, gather your energies, and put in your full effort to make your goals a reality. Since the energy of action and manifestation are what April's all about, you could feel that motivation start kicking in this next week. Definitely after the 17th, we're still kind of in a Mercury retrograde shadow period. I was also getting something about bonuses. It feels to me that everyone will receive, and it just feels like receiving an added bonus in their life in some way. So for some of you, I feel like it could be a financial bonus. Others, it could be like buy one, get one type thing, or maybe a person comes into your life and, you know, like maybe falling in love with someone and they have an amazing, you know, family. So it's like an added bonus. And then something, or maybe you get a ticket and then you buy a ticket and you end up getting an extra ticket. So regardless of what is coming up or showing up for you, I do feel like it's something that's just nice. It's unexpected. And your initial thought will be like, oh, what a great bonus, or what an added bonus this is. I pulled an Angel and Ancestors Oracle card for the week. The card I pulled is the Spirit Fox. It says, trust your talents in changing times. Stay alert as changes in the air. You're being presented with opportunities to reach spaces you've never encountered before. And this can make you feel on edge, but be open to the shifts occurring because they really are the answers to your prayers. This week, you could also be working through fears while others are finally becoming aware of their fears, or you could have like a combination. So you might be working through one fear only to stumble across another fear that you encountered. So, you know, look, fears cause worry. So take a listen into your thoughts and see what you're worrying about, and realize worry changes nothing and it solves nothing, right? The only thing you can control is what you choose to think, feel, what you choose to think and feel. So choose to think and feel differently than what you do, and take a step back from worrying, because you don't want to manifest your worries, especially during this energies time. Another fun thing you could be working through this week is judgment. How you judge yourself, how you judge others, how others judge you, how your judgment and choices has affected your life, and how judgment has you and other people jumping to conclusions. So it could be an interesting week. I don't feel like it'll be too bad, but I do feel like, you know, it'll be a little bumpy, especially with the judgment thing. We all carry that around. We worry that we're being judged or criticized, and, you know, we're our own worst critic. This week, I do feel like it's a time of some basic spiritual awakening for many. So be of service to anyone who may seem confused as to why all of a sudden they're having like these weird flashes of insight, or they're seeing and thinking and feeling things differently all of a sudden. It's because they're going through an awakening process. So if you're a little further along on your spiritual journey, help out. Work, for those of you employed, changes in the air, and many of you have wanted a change in this area of your life. It's a great week to practice patience while taking planned action steps, right? So again, you got to plan it out, not make crazy decisions. And because of that, that's why I'm saying practice patience, right? Because just come up with a game plan, figure out what it looks like to make a change in your life. You don't want to just quit your job and not have a backup plan unless you can afford to do so. Some of you could have chance encounters to help you in your career. You could also deal with people in your life who aren't on board with the changes that you want to make. But you have to do what's best for you, right? Like, you have to just pursue your heart's desires. And if you're being responsible about it, then you got to do you. Employers, I do feel like, are watching some of you. So for some, this will work in your favor because they will see you as a hard worker. And I feel like it'll pay off with either, a pay raise in the future, or maybe that bonus feeling that I had, or some other nice gesture. Maybe you get free tickets to, a game or something, some sporting event or a concert. But those of you that haven't been doing your job properly, or you've kind of been slacking off, I feel like you got to get it together this week so that you don't miss out. And you need to just do it for yourself so that you can start figuring out, well, why are you slacking off? What do you have going on in your life that you need to maybe evaluate so that you can get into a better space? Work, for those of you that are looking for a job, I'm feeling really positive things here. So I'm feeling callbacks, leads, interviews, hiring. It just all feels really good. Like, it's going to be a good week for those of you that are looking for jobs. Obviously, this doesn't apply to everybody, but don't get discouraged if it doesn't happen for you this week, and really think outside of the box. If you're sitting around and you're struggling and you haven't had any luck, finding a job, what can you do on the side? Maybe you're an artist, or maybe you like to refurbish things, and maybe you have a closet full of clothes that you don't ever wear that you could start in an online Etsy store and sell it as, I don't know, come up with some clever name. Everybody likes vintage, so have a vintage store. Just think of different ways. And now too, there's lots of things like, DoorDash. You can deliver food. You can pick up people's groceries. You can run errands for people. You can walk people's dogs. Like, there's so many different things that you can do to try to make some money if you're really in a situation where you're desperate. Don't be too proud to just, do what you have to do. Love, for those of you in committed relationships and dating seriously, there could be some petty arguments or disagreements. Talk it out and get to the root cause. You could also feel lonely and empty, so do some work on loving yourself more. No one can fill that void except for you. I also feel this is a make or break week for relationships again. So some of you may finally decide to leave an unhealthy situation, or maybe you finally get back on the same page and you've figured out what the issue is, you're communicating, and things get better. Again, don't stay too long. Life is way too short, and you've got to live it to the fullest, and you've got to live it fearlessly. So yeah, make a decision and stick with it. And even those of you who are in a happy, healthy relationship, you could see some minor things pop up to be discussed. And believe it or not, any dramas happening in relationships will actually help you get to greater love, right? Greater love of yourself and greater love of others. And this goes for singles as well. Those of you that are looking for love, I'm not getting the feel goods here. I don't necessarily feel like you won't meet someone this week, but I feel like it could be that you're judging this person, or maybe you're judging yourself. So then your insecurities get triggered, and then you're feeling uncomfortable around the person, or just, I don't know, or maybe the person is judging you and then you can't be yourself. So just be careful with the whole judgment thing in this area. And then also the lonely and empty feeling as well comes up for you guys. So I kind of feel like it's a mixed bag of emotions, and you might be out there having some fun. Maybe you meet someone, but again, I just kind of feel like it's not going to be, I'm not feeling the like, yay. To me, it feels like you're working through issues that are only going to better you, because then you'll be able to attract someone into your life that you actually are compatible with. So don't be discouraged by that either. And if you've been working on yourself, I feel like some of you could get triggered, right? Like, I don't feel, no matter how far along we think we are and how much work we've done on ourselves, inevitably something will come up. And I do feel like that is kind of the situation here. And on a side note for singles, if you live in the Orlando area, I'll be doing a singles mixer and relationship workshop on Friday, April 26th at 7:30 p.m. at the World of Beer downtown. So if you want to come, which I highly recommend that you do, because I'm totally going to make it fun, and it's a private room and you can drink alcohol, and we're going to have a good time. And we're going to learn some stuff about ourselves and about relationships. So if you're interested in coming, it's $20. It includes munchies. You get happy hour pricing. And if you do want to come, go to my Facebook page or my Instagram page. You can find the event and you can register, or you can just message me directly and I'll send you the link to register. And I'm partnering with my Enlighten Us, or yes, the business is called Enlighten Us, and they are super cute. They are a pop-up class. So they basically just pop up around Orlando with unique classes, and they unite businesses together. And I just love that idea, and I love the sense of community with that. So I'm so happy that we connected. All right, finances. I feel unexpected financial occurrences for the positive and the negative, right? So it's like I feel unexpected increase and unexpected expenses. So because we're in manifestation energy, I just feel like make sure you stay focused on thinking and feeling abundant no matter your financial situation, right? Because if you're feeling grateful, if you're feeling abundant, then you're going to manifest more of that, because that's where your energy is, right? That energy is the pulse that you're sending out to the universe. If you are instead worrying about not having enough or feeling like you're in lack, then you're going to manifest unexpected expenses. So be aware of that. I do feel like some of you will have money and contracts headed your way this week. Also, there's a caution about not speeding or running red lights due to getting a ticket. Like, that feels like an unexpected expense to me. So pay attention. Let's see. Health, those of you dealing with chronic medical issues need to work on letting go of the past and any wrongs. Some of you also need to let go of the need to be right. It is also affecting your health. Remember, you don't have to stay angry with someone just to prove that, they did you wrong. Like, they know they did you wrong. They know that they hurt you, but you're the only one that's holding on to the pain, and that's causing you more suffering. So just forgive and move on. Spirituality, you could be re-examining your past. You could be exploring new ideas and concepts. You could also feel spiritually hungry, and stumble across some things that you would maybe never have read or listened to or connected in any other way in the past, right? And sorry, I'm multitasking here as usual, and I'm not good at it. Okay, so Yeah, spiritually hungry, you're stumbling across things that you would have never been interested in the past. I say go forth, grasshopper, and learn and be a sponge. Explore everything. There's so much to learn out there. There's a lot of things on this planet that there's a lot of sadness, a lot of pain, a lot of darkness, and all of that has to come to light. And there's a lot of things that you need to learn in order to wake up to this ascension process. So that wraps up the weekly predictions for you. It looks like I have a few minutes, and I really didn't plan anything else, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to take a caller tonight, so I'm kind of just going to wing it here for the next 2 minutes. And, I guess to bring it back to trying to be in a moment of Zen, let's do some energy work really quickly here. Okay, so close your eyes, open your palms, and tell yourself that you're open to receive. And I'm going to connect with your chakras energetically to help raise your vibration and expand your consciousness to help increase your awareness. And I'm going to be focusing on your crown chakra because Thursdays on the galactic calendar year are crown chakra days. So take a deep breath in through your nose. Unless you can't breathe through your nose, then through your mouth. But take a deep breath in through your nose. Then exhale through your mouth. And while visualizing, I'm sorry, I screwed that up, guys. While take a deep breath in through your nose, while visualizing the inhalation coming down through the top of your head, all the way into your stomach until it expands, then exhale through your mouth and continue to breathe this way with the visualization until I tell you to open your eyes. All right? All right, go ahead and open your eyes. And thank you everybody for tuning in. And, I know it was a little bit of an emotional show, and next week we'll get back to hopefully a new normal. And I appreciate everyone. Have a great week. And if you need to get a hold of me, AskRebecca today at gmail.com or 407-374-3133. Bye.